Hello, my friends. Today's topic is a festive one. We're all thinking about Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever other festive feast you've got coming up. And the question is, how can you make these meals really nourishing and tasty, but also in line with the Candida or paleo diet? Because you don't want to come out of the festive season feeling bloated and having any health symptoms. So we want you to feel really awesome and end the year strong. Right, so I'm Sandra and I help people like you navigate the Candida diet to find quick, healthy meals that nourish you and make you feel awesome. So this topic is right in line with that, and I would like to just give you a few ideas how you can make typical classic festive meals, especially side dishes, a bit healthier, a bit more sugar reduced, dairy free, yeast free, remove all those things that you could possibly react to, and do that in a simple way, because you don't want the meals to take hours and you don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. I get it. So the idea is to start simple. So look at the meals you normally make. Typical Thanksgiving meals, for instance, side dishes are cranberry sauce. And in terms of casserole, green beans or sweet potato casseroles are classics. So let's look at those. Generally, the idea is the more greens you can eat, the better. Green vegetables are highly rich in antioxidants and minerals and vitamins. So they also have less sugar. So if you are in doubt, choose a green bean casserole over a sweet potato one, for instance, because the sweet potato one has a lot more natural sugar content. Therefore, if you've got Candida, that's a sensitive topic. You really want to have as little sugar as possible. Even natural sugar sources from starchy vegetables can trigger symptoms, so be mindful of that. But I get it, you want to make those meals for your family, so if in doubt, it's good to make those meals, but make them a bit more sugar reduced and healthier. So even if you end up eating some of it, you don't get into a pickle. So my next tip, so actually 3 tips, 3 key rules when it comes to festive side dishes are these. Never ever add any refined sugar. If you look at most recipes online, when it comes to those side dishes, they all pump them full of additional sugar. So apart from it being bad for you anyway, sugar really doesn't, apart from the sweet taste, doesn't do anything for you. So you generally don't need that, because like I said, the sweet potato casserole, for instance, is naturally sweet. It doesn't need additional sugar. So just try it out. It really is naturally sweet, especially if you cook it. So in my opinion, you don't need to add any more sugar. So that's number 1. But if you have a sweet tooth and you're really worried that your dish isn't sweet enough, you choose low glycemic sweetener. My favorite ones are vanilla stevia and I don't know how you say it properly, xylitol, I call it. It's made from, I can't say that either, that's sad, a tree, so it's called Berg. I'm German, so bear with me if I get some names wrong. And so it is lower in the natural sugar than, say, fructose and other sugars like honey, maple syrup, the traditional ones you would substitute for refined sugar. So try out xylitol. It doesn't agree with everyone. So people with IBS can have problems with it, but generally it's quite, it agrees with most people. For me, it was perfect. It really helped me a lot and I didn't react to it at all. And sometimes in recipes, if you're unsure, you can mix it half and half, because vanilla stevia is, the stevia taste doesn't agree with everyone. It is a little bit artificial, although it's a natural green leafy product, so it is all good for you, but the flavor isn't everyone's cup of tea. So to be on the safe side, you could mix it, because the xylitol, it literally looks and tastes like regular sugar. So you can just use it 1-for-1 in any regular recipe as you would the normal sugar. So, but I'll always recommend you drop at least 1/3 of the recommended sugar amount of your recipe out completely, because it generally makes for a really sickly taste, and you don't lose any brownie points there if you use a little bit less sugar. So that's also important. So just to reiterate, don't add any more refined sugar. Whatever you do, if you do add a little bit of sugar, make sure you use substitutes that are natural, like vanilla stevia drops or xylitol, or a mixture of the two. Then another typical thing that can ruin your festive side dishes is natural thickness. Oh, thank you for the likes. That's really sweet and encouraging. Yeah, I see a lot of people, for instance, with the casserole, I see them add some condensed dairy and some mushroom soups and whatever it is, things you add in, and cornstarch. So a lot of these things are very full of additives and allergens. So in terms of cornstarch, for instance, yes, it thickens your casserole or sauce, but it is generally from GMO corn, so really sweet, overly processed stuff that's very unhealthy, and especially for people who've got gut issues, it's a nightmare because it can single-handedly annihilate your gut flora, your microbiome, which you're so so intensely trying to rebuild. So really, it's not worth it. That same applies actually for nachos and those corn crisps and anything with corn in there, canola oil. Really, really be very, very careful and invest in high quality organic products there. Yes, so my recommendation is look for organic cornstarch if you want to thicken something. But if you're really highly sensitive at the moment, then you might want to try ground arrowroot powder instead. It's also like a thickening agent, and there's less likelihood of you reacting to it in any negative way. So that's point number 2. Point number 3, I see a lot of casserole dishes made with grated cheese on top. Yes, it makes lovely aromatic, crusty, toppings, but the dairy is very rich, and apart from putting added excess calories in your meals, it also generally is an allergen. So you have more mucus, you might end up with sinus trouble or sore throat, and obviously a Candida flare-up is very unpleasant in the aftermath of your festivities. So by cutting out the dairy in your casseroles, you can really minimize those risks. And you can still make a really nice, yummy topping that is also popular with your family by using nuts, for instance. You can have a crunchy nut topping or a seed topping. Like sunflower seeds are really, really nice if you spread them out over your pie and slightly crisp them in the oven, and you sprinkle some seasoning on top as well, so it's a bit more flavoursome. So that's how you can get around the dairy part there. And well, if in doubt, you can make them half and half. So you have a safe pie crust for yourself, and you have the traditional one for the rest of your family. That's point number 3. So you've got 3 ways how you can instantly, without much effort, make your Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever your festive meal is, the side dishes for it, with just more health boosting ingredients. And in terms of the cranberry sauce, just bear in mind, if you do have Candida, then you want to minimize how much fruit you are having, because fruit feeds Candida, and even low sugar fruit like cranberries, if you eat loads of them, still problem. So keep it to a minimum, and again, don't add lots of other sugars like orange juice or oranges in those recipes. I would suggest using orange peel for a bit more of aroma, and lemon juice, just a hint of it. And again, if that makes it too sour, you can use vanilla stevia, again, a few drops, to sweeten it back up again. And there you have it. A beautiful, nice festive season without any risk of a Candida flare-up. All right, my lovelies, I hope you'll find this useful. Check out my recipes. I've been experimenting with more festive meals. There's like some roasted turkey thighs, and I'll try out a few side dishes by Friday as well. And yeah, if you have any questions, pop over to the Paleo Rockstars Facebook group, and I'll be around for a few more minutes after this call, and we can discuss how you can make your meals a total success. All right. Love you and leave you. Bye-bye.